Good morning. Good morning. Let's have us a coffee. Let's have us a coffee and we'll talk about bullshit. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what we'll talk about. I'm waking up much slower this morning than I normally do, though. So, oh, let's go ahead and have that coffee, though. I got espresso mixed in with it because I'm trying to wake up faster. Trying to wake up faster. Anyway, anywho, where's everybody at? I'll get woke up here soon. I didn't get to do much yesterday because we were really, really busy. Pretty much after I got done with that. Well, I don't know. Yesterday I woke up way too early. So I got done with y'all and then I had to do a couple more readings and I kind of crashed out. And then we had soccer. Had to take the kiddos to soccer yesterday. They're the champions, the undefeated champions, which I think is cool, man. I think that's cool. Have my kiddos good at something, you know? It's neat. I didn't really think they would be. I didn't think they would be. We've gotten them into so many different things, and usually you get them into something, they lose interest real quick. Got them into soccer, man. They started kicking ass. I'm like, what? Where did this come from, you know? Anyway, though, that was pretty much my day yesterday. Morning, y'all. There's a couple of you in here. Couple of you in here. Oh, we got Leandro. We know you're loyal to the channel. Pamela. I don't know how to say that name. Mondai, is that how you say that? Audrey. What's up, y'all? How you doing? What's good? Oh, I'm waking up super slow this morning. So forgive my low energy. Forgive me for having low energy. I want to kill an hour. That's what I want to do. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I just want to kill an hour. I want to kill an hour. What y'all up to? What would y'all normally be doing? What do you normally be doing when I'm not? You know what I mean? Like, because I always wonder that. I always wonder what are these people that sit around and watch me? What are you normally doing? So, because I always try to picture like, actually, you know what? Back in the day, before I started, on YouTube, I didn't like watching people live. I didn't like it. If I saw that somebody that I knew was live, I would wait. I would wait until the playback was ready. I don't know why. Hang on, let me turn my fan on. I don't know why I was always like that. I don't know why. It's so strange. My favorite tarot card readers, anytime they were live, I would never watch it live. I just didn't like watching live streams. I never did. And I still don't really, honestly. I still don't really. If I see somebody live, I'll pop in sometimes if I see one of my buddies. One of my buddies, the people in the tarot community that I consider my buddies. There's a couple of them, like Ramblin' Mike, Illust Illuminator, Enchanted Cottage. Let's see, who else? Is there anybody else? I'll pop in and say, "Yo, what's up? How you doing?" And I'll pop right back out. Anyway, folding laundry. Oh, it's afternoon for Leandro. Okay. Oh, happy birthday, Amy. Happy birthday. Right on. Equalizing frequencies. Yeah, we can probably talk about that here in a little bit. I got to get woke up. You like Enchanted Cottage? Me too, man. Me too. When she first came to me, as far as I know, I think I'm the first tarot reader that ever started throwing her out there. Because when she very first came to me, she had nobody watching her. And I don't know how I don't know how she became friends with me. We were friends on Facebook. And she was one of those faces that I recognized her face, but I didn't know who she was. And then it's not uncommon at all for people to send me, tarot videos. And for some reason, and a lot of times I ain't even gonna lie to you, I won't even look at it. I don't know. Sometimes I just won't even look at it. But something told me to look at it when she sent me this. I'm like, let me just see what this lady's all about right here. So I clicked on it and I was like, damn, damn, she knows what she's doing. She was a natural on camera, and you could just tell it's like, whoa, she's cut out for this. And at the time, if my memory serves me correctly, I don't think she had like any subscribers on her channel like at all. Maybe like 10, if I remember correctly. Is she in here? Maybe she could probably tell the story better than me, but this is the way I remember it. I could be remembering it wrong, but she didn't have any subscribers on her channel at all. And I was like, oh shit. So I went over to my channel and I started sharing it. Like, check this lady out, I'll do that, man. If I see talent, if I see that like you really got what it takes, man, I'd love to shout you out and give you a boost. So yeah, she's cool, man. Super cool. Got that vibe, that vibe. Her and Ramblin' Mike are those two people that I kind of envy a little bit because I wish I had that kind of persona. And I guess some might argue, but I don't really feel like I have that vibe that they put off. Like when you click on a Ramblin' Mike video, you get this big smile on your face, You just can't watch him and not get this big old grin. It just happens by itself. You click on his video, and as soon as you start listening to him talk, you get this big grin on your face, And she's the same way. And I just really don't feel like I kind of envy that persona, That's just not me, though. Not really. Not really. My online persona, I think, has evolved a lot over the past couple of years, but I still really don't feel like I still feel like I have kind of a rough edge to my persona a little bit, and it just is what it is. I'm not going to change it. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in changing it. I just get on camera and the most that I do is I just be me. I get my energy going. I do the best I can to dump as much energy into it as I can. But you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't think I have a landing point with that. Yes, I do music. I do. Well, no, I don't. Yes, I can do music, but I don't. No, I can, but it's still, I know every time it gets brought up, every time music gets brought up, I always tell you, like one of these days, if I start becoming passionate in it, but I still haven't found that passion again yet. I still haven't found that passion. My vibe is great. You think? I don't know. I can't really tell. It's just me, just me with a bunch of energy dumped into it. Like if you see me on the streets, I'm quiet. I'm real quiet. If you see me off of YouTube, I'm quiet. Real quiet, man. I'm just not a talkative person. Not talkative. I'm one of those types of people. Off camera, I don't talk unless I have something to say. There's those kinds of people who talk when they have something to say, and then there's people who talk just to say something, And on camera, some of you I told this story to, but when I was on a network marketing team, I had to take these courses on tips and tricks to grab an audience's attention. And one of those tips and tricks is you don't want to let any silence. You got to grab the audience's attention within the first like 5-10 seconds of the video. And you don't want there to be any silence. So I have to be talkative on camera. I have to, that's the main thing, especially for YouTube. You don't want to lose anybody's attention. You want to be able to keep it as long as possible, So if you let a bunch of silence linger, if I just sit here and stare at the screen for a minute, 2 minutes, and you're going to be like, man, this is boring. Click off of it, But in regular life, real life, I'm real quiet, real talkative, and real observant. Like if you were to ever end up, I don't even know what kind of scenario this would be, but just go out in Fantasyland and imagine that you was with me in some kind of group setting. I'd be the one quiet, hanging away from everybody and just watching. That's what I do in real life. I'm not the life of the party. I'm not the social butterfly. I'm not the one that's talking to everybody and being friendly and whoopty blah, 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 blah. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy at all. And I think that confuses people. It confuses people. I'm the one hanging back, not talking to nobody and just watching everybody. I've always been that way, man. Even as a kid, more often than not, like in recess, I'd be that kid sitting over on the brick wall, just watching everybody, not playing with nobody, not doing nothing. I've always been like that, man. So I know it probably surprised a lot of you. You probably can't even paint that picture in your mind because I'm so talkative on camera, you know. But that's me, man. That's just me. You like that too, Amy? Yeah. Yeah. Observation is knowledge. Yeah. Yeah. It's knowledge and power. Yeah, I do think that that is an Aquarian thing. I think so too. I think so. I mean, I would see if you look at of course, I haven't done this in a long time, but back in the day when I used to do a lot of research on the internet, that's obviously where most of us start off is on the internet. And back before I took it to real life, my research, and just started observing people in real life, and I would do the research on astrological signs and stuff. Everybody would always paint Aquarians out to be these happy-go-lucky, talkative people who are the life of the party, and I'm like, I've never met one. I'm not saying they're not out there. I'm sure that they're, but maybe if you got a lot of fire in your chart, I think the most talkative Aquarius I've ever met had a lot of fire in their chart. You know, if you got like a Sagittarius or an Aries moon or something like that, man, I got a Virgo moon, dude. I got a Virgo moon and rising, Virgo moon and rising. I got a lot of things I mean, I'm real picky in regular life situations about what I say and who I talk to, you know, introverted. Man, that is weird. I ain't gonna lie. What's your Leandro, what's your moon sign? That is weird. I've never met an introverted Gemini. I don't think. I don't think I've ever met one. Every Gemini I've ever met, their favorite thing to do is make noise with their mouth. I'm not even playing. Every Gemini I've ever met. You got like some heavy water or something in your moon. Oh, you're a Gemini moon too? Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, that is the sign that I'm still working with understanding and cracking apart is Gemini. That's the one that I've struggled with the most, I'd have to say. My daughter, my youngest daughter is a double Gemini sun and moon. And that's the one that I still am still in watching, watching and observing. And when I watch and observe, I'm one of those kinds of people that I'll watch something and observe it for years before I form an opinion, or however long it takes. I'll sit and observe a person or a situation or whatever. When I'm observing something, I'll observe something for weeks, months, sometimes years before I'll give a solid opinion on what I think, what my take is, It's always been that way. And that's where I still am with Gemini. I still don't have a solid opinion on the Gemini energy yet. Not really. Not solid. I got a couple of things that I could say, but I don't have a solid perspective and viewpoint on it. It's incense time. This is the best smelling incense, y'all. Om. You get this shit on Amazon. It smells so good. There we go. All right, man. Still waking up slow. Gemini can be quiet too. Well, I'd have to meet one. I haven't met one. I've never met a quiet Gemini. Like I said, I'm not saying they're not out there. I'm just one person. Maybe I have and just don't realize it. Of course, over the years too, here lately, I'll tell you what, here lately, up until I started doing this for a living, reading for astrological signs and whatnot, I was always really, really, really wanting to know everybody's sign around me. And of course, ever since I started doing this for a living too, I've been much more isolated. I sit at home all the time, Back when I worked day jobs and stuff like that, I was always wanting to know everybody's sign. And I was hush hush about it. It's not something that I would, unless every now and then you meet the occasional person who you can tell they're cool and they're into this kind of thing too. But for the very most part, I would keep it to myself. And I would just figure out some kind of way to sneak it into the conversation and figure out everybody's sign around me. Or I would guess it. It was always on my mind. I was always obsessed with figuring out everybody's sign. You know what I mean? But ever since really I started doing what I do for a living, I've backed away from that. Probably because I'm not around people that much anymore. That's probably the reason why. Because I don't I have my circle is super super tiny, super tiny. I have Coach Drew, my fitness trainer. I have my buddy Chris that wrote that book that I'm in. I'm getting my copy too here any day now. He sent me a signed copy. And Leah and the kids. That's it. That's my circle. That's my circle. My buddy and his wife, Chris and Aaron, and Coach Drew are the only two people that I associate with. And even I associate with them, you know, not every day, not all day, every day. You know what I mean? So I've been very isolated over the past couple of years. So, but thinking back, I don't think of any of the Geminis I've ever met. I don't think I've ever met one that's not very talkative. Not really. Not really. Anyway, the Cancer Mercury. What's my Mercury again? I think my Mercury's in Aquarius. I think so, man. I don't know. So I don't know. That might be it. Maybe. Of course, I've met some Spitfire Cancers too. I've met some Spitfiery Cancers too, because that Cancer is cardinal energy. Cancer is cardinal energy. So I've met some fireball ass Cancers, dude. I have. It just the most interesting thing is to try to figure out, like I said, what I would always do is, like, let's say I have a day job and I have three other coworkers working around me. And like, say for example, two of them were Virgos. Okay. And one of them had a Scorpio moon and one of them had a Aries moon. I would study them. Okay. Now I'm studying the Scorpio in the two of you. I'm taking notes on your similarities and your differences, and seeing how, you know what I mean? Then I would think, oh, okay, so you got a Scorpio moon and you got an Aries moon. And I don't know how to put into words how I could tell which energy was doing what. And I would just observe and watch for days, weeks, months, and take mental notes all day, every day. It may seem kind of weird. Is that weird? That's what I did, man. My whole adult life, that's what I did. And I never knew why. But that's all that ever took over. Like, that's all I ever thought about. That's all that ever was on my mind. And now looking back, at the time, I didn't even realize how different I was. I didn't even like, what do other people think about all day, every day? I don't even think that I went that far. Like, what do other people think about? What's going through your head all day, every day? What kind of things are you thinking about? If you're not trying to think about I don't know, man. You're not, if I'm around a bunch of people that what's on your mind is not anything to do with trying to get to the bottom of what we're really doing here, what this reality really is, how energy behaves and functions. If that's not all you think about all day, every day, what do you think about? What's on your mind all day, every day, thinking back, and I don't even think that I ever had that question. I don't even think I ever had that question. I don't know if I thought that was normal or what, but I would just obsess over thinking about astrological energies and how they function and how they behave, and how energy behaves. And that's all that encapsulated my thought process. And I don't even think I even thought twice about how weird that was, Oh, well, whatever. Am I good with what? Crime shows? Nah, I don't really watch shows. No, I don't watch TV. The only thing I watch is like research. I watch research videos and documentaries and shit. If that, I mean, I follow my people in the truth community. That's about what I watch the most. Follow my people in the truth community. I need to find another interesting YouTuber. That's what I need to find. I need to find another interesting YouTuber. I used to sit around, and YouTube used to be the go-to that I would for everything, and I still watch a lot of Naya. I'm still watching Naya. I didn't fall asleep to her videos last night, though. I don't know what I fell asleep to. Naya and Dolores Cannon, that kind of stuff. Gemini and Scorpio are the most hated signs. Well, at least somebody had to take Aquarius's place, because Aquarius used to be the most hated sign. Used to be 10 years ago. Everybody hated Aquarius people. Everybody did. Until we started getting closer to the age of Aquarius, I think. But at least somebody had to take their place. Everybody used to hate the Aquas. Seen a couple UFOs. I'm pretty sure I've seen me a UFO too. Pretty sure I have, especially living here in Nevada. Pretty sure I have. We saw him. We were sitting on the jacuzzi one time, and we saw him right up overhead. It was at night. We sat and watched. We counted. Oh shit! What was it, like 40? This light would appear, ball of light. It would just appear and then take off across the sky. And then in that same spot, another ball of light would appear and then take off across the sky. And we're like, what is that? We stood there and stared at it. 15, 20 minutes, this kept happening. Ball of light would just appear out of nowhere and then dart off across the sky. It was cool. We're like, oh, neato. Well, we are here in Nevada. It's probably some UFOs, man. Ain't no telling. You got orbs outside your house. Right on. You live in an energy vortex? I'm pretty sure we do. A lot of, excuse me. Sorry. A lot of energy vortexes here. We might live in one here. We might live in one. Or we've created a vortex here, maybe, or something. This is a very specific energy here. If we leave it, which is like we're going to be for Thanksgiving, we're going to be going to California again to her family. And every time we leave and we come back, it's like, we leave our little vibrational vortex. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but post videos on the orbs at your house. That's neato. Well, yeah, if you read tarot, you might have a lot of orbs. People are always telling me they see orbs in my videos. Always. Always, always, always. Always. Especially when I very first started. Every day, at least 10, 20 times a day, somebody would come to me and say, there's an orb in your video. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. I saw a fairy one time, dude. It was fucking cool. It's awesome. I was like, what? Is it really? Because I would always hear like Naya and all them talking about, the fairies and whatnot. And that was really hard for me to wrap my mind around. I was like, when I'm first getting into the concept of vibrations and other dimensions and whatnot, I was having a real hard time wrapping my mind around this. And then the scientist that I was taking classes from, I took a class on the real, true, ancient, secret transcendental meditation techniques, like the real ones, the true transcendental meditative techniques. I took a class on that, and I was doing it one day, and I got into the craziest meditative state that I've ever been in. I didn't think nothing of it. I did the meditation the way it was supposed to, and then I walked outside, and just as clear as I'm sitting here looking at my computer, I saw this ball floating, and it had this little, it was about the size of a softball, and it was really close by. It was maybe 30 feet away, clear as day. It's not like, no, clear as day. I saw this softball size thing floating, and it had this little thing in the middle, like a little oval shaped white thing. And it was like a transparent, it was like a white ball that was transparent. You could see through it. And in the middle of it was this little white thing about this tall, little oval shaped white thing. And then around it was this white transparent. It was just floating. And the girl I was dating at the time was sitting next to me, and I'm looking at it. And she's just sitting there talking. We're smoking a cigarette, as we smoked back then. And I said, what the hell is that? And as soon as I said that, it went whoosh, and it zoomed around the house. And I said, what the fuck was that? Did you see that? She didn't even see it. As soon as I said something about it, it went and zoomed around the house. And I was like, whoa, you know, it's one of those things that's so annoying when you can't, like, you see it. And then as soon as I tried to show somebody, it fucking ran away. I'm like, what the hell is that? That's why nobody believes people like me that tell those kind of stories, because nobody else saw it. I was the only one that saw it. I can't prove it, you know? Can't prove it. Bullshit ass. Whoops. Fucking fairies and the fairies and the ETs or whoever in the other dimensions. They need to show themselves, man. They only show themselves every now and then to certain people. Ain't nobody else. So yeah, you're really helping people like us look stupid. You know, you got to prove it. Prove it. Come on, man. Show yourself. But the fact of the matter is, though, I'm seriously thinking that people who are stuck in the third dimension probably wouldn't see it anyway. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. There's got to be some kind of reason. People stuck in that third dimension probably wouldn't see it anyways. Sense of humor. Yeah. I know the universe has a sense of humor. That's for sure. That's for sure. They're probably just poking at us. You know, we're best friends on the other side. Hi, look, my friend over here is stuck in a human body. And he done forgot everything. Let's go fuck with him. You know, I could see that. No, I don't know what my blood type is. I have no idea. No idea. Yeah. I don't know. The way I look at it, I mean, used to, I was really, I don't know anymore. As far as my spiritual evolution, I'm going to let it flow however it wants to flow. Oh, man, I forgot. I was going to shit. This week, I was going to get a session from Case, Everyday Masters. This guy. I was going to get a session. I forgot. Damn it. I'll have to hit him up. Maybe see about next week. I just totally slipped my mind. I was going to do a distance session. And then check this out. I hit him up because it's been driving me nuts for a long time now. I'm like, all right, whenever the universe opens up a doorway of opportunity, I'm going to get an in-person session from him. Like I've told y'all, he was a huge inspiration to me. I've been a fan of his since long before my channel started growing. And I've been wanting one so bad for the longest time. So finally, last week, I said, fuck it. You know what? I'm just going to get one of his distance sessions. You know, he says that I've been following him since before he did distance sessions. And before he even discovered that worked. He's like, I can't, but from what I'm seeing, it seems like it works. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get one. So I hit him up and asked him, and we talked and whatnot. And then I brought it up to Leah. I said, I'm going to get a distance session from Case. And she goes, ah. And I went, what? She was going to surprise me for my birthday and take me up to Colorado to get an in-person session. And I was like, oh, damn it, man. And she was going to, she was going to give me that for my birthday. And my birthday's February 5th. She's like, I was going to surprise you for your birthday with a trip up to Colorado so that you could get an in-person session from him. And I was like, well, damn it. Okay, well, let's still do it then. It's like I told him, I said, I want to try a distance session. And if I ever get an opportunity, I want an in-person session too. It just couldn't hurt, you know? So yeah. Yep. That's what I'm doing. That'd be cool. Past life regression? I don't think I do. I don't think I want a past life regression. Well, like I said, I'm 99% sure I don't have many lifetimes on this planet. Naya has already told me. She said there's a couple of aspects of you that have had about 10 lifetimes, but for the very most part, the majority of the entity that is you playing this part this is your first time here. Your first time here playing this human game. And I'm like, that makes sense. Makes complete and total sense. You know, it was a relief to find that out. I'm like, that's the reason why I've never fucking fit in here. Like, tried to kill myself, man. And apparently that's not uncommon at all for starseeds to try to kill themselves, because they get in here and they're like, fuck this place. I want out. You know, on the other side, whenever Gaia asked for help, a big old bunch of us is like, yeah, we'll go help. No big deal. It can't be that bad. Then we get in here and we're like, fuck this place, you know? And we try to leave. Don't like it here. Don't like it here. This is so like nut. And I can remember when I was younger. I was much younger, before my spiritual awakening, before any of that, when I was just like, something is wrong here. None of this makes sense. None of this. The education system doesn't make sense. And it wasn't cool either. I'm not, because it's cool. Some people like to get on the bandwagon. Fuck the system. Stick it to the man. It wasn't like that for me. Like literally, it burned in my soul. Something's fucking wrong here. None of this makes sense. None of this makes sense, Having to go to school and have all this information crammed into my brain and get a fucking job at some shit that who wants to do that? And that's what we're supposed to do here? And there's something wrong with me if I don't do that? There's something wrong with me if I don't go to school and learn what you tell me to learn and get real good at what you tell me to get good at, and then go off to college and then go get some job in this system. Like there's something wrong with me if I don't want to do that. And I believed it. I'm like, well, what's wrong with me then, man? Why do I have something wrong with me? Like I felt like I was fucked up. And there's supposed to be these pills that I take to make my brain feel better if I don't, you know what I mean? Like it just drove me nuts. Drove me insane. And then when I found out, I was like, oh, okay. And once I really started figuring out, oh, I'm part of a team of people who came here who's never been here before. That's a game being played by the entities who have been here, who love this game, who have been playing this ever since it was first created. And I'm one of the people that's never been here before. Okay, it makes sense now. Whoosa. And that's when my head leveled out. For those of you who have probably seen videos of me floating around on the internet from when I was much younger, in my early 20s, you can tell my head was not in the right place. There was something wrong with me. There was like my head was fucked up. I was addicted to drugs. Like I was just you can tell, man. You can tell. And then once I began to spiritually awaken, that's when my head went and leveled out. And I became the closest thing to what you could call normal, Oh, it's a game. That makes sense. You know what? Honestly, probably the vast majority of you, this is your last lifetime here. The vast majority of you. At least, I mean, none of us are really coming back to 3D Earth, the third dimensional system, because we're not in the third dimension of consciousness anymore. We're not. And yes, it's slow and gradual, but we've been in the fourth dimension of consciousness for a while. And the vast majority of you who listen to people like me and listen to people like Naya and Dolores Cannon and all the other people out there, not just me, I'm not special like that. There's nothing, I'm not that important, but for those of you who understand and your consciousness is at that level, most of you aren't coming back, not to no third dimensional existence. Not really. No. And I think too, the most of the people that are going to come back and have some kind of a third dimensional existence, it's not going to be on Earth. Not really. Because the entity that is playing the part of the planet Earth is moving up in dimensions, and I'm pretty sure that you'd have to go off to some other third dimensional planet. There are some other planets in this universe, or planes of existence, or whatever you want to call it. There are some other planes of existence in this universe that are 3D. They are 3D, but I'm from what I've heard, I don't know, some of you out there who can see further into these things might know more than me, but from what I've heard, still none of them are quite as intense as Earth. None of them are quite a game that's quite as hard as Earth, but it is still 3D, So, I don't watch movies either. Yeah, I think a lot of us have learned a lot of lessons this life. I think a lot of us have. I feel like I've lived 10 different lifetimes. And then it blew my mind when Dolores Cannon, dude. Tell me how many of you vibe with this one? When I was hearing Dolores Cannon talk about some of the star seeds that come in, the energy is too intense to when you come in for the very first time and you're on that high frequency and you try to stick the whole soul in a human body, it's too intense for a human body, and the mother miscarries your first attempt at coming in because the energy is too intense. So they got to start spoon feeding the energy to the body as it certain periods throughout its life. So you'll see people go through these massive transformations, you know, from their childhood to their teenage years to their adult years. You know, because they're spoon feeding more as the body acclimates to the energy. The human body gets, you know, spoon feeding more and more of the soul to the body, you know, because it all at once. And I'm like, dude, that's me, man. I know that's me. I know that's me. Like every bit of it, like that was the only time I have ever been able to say, that's me. I've heard a description of something that like down to the T resonates with me. You know what I mean? So yeah. I feel like I've lived so many different lifetimes, dude. So many different. I've had so many experiences. Man, drug addict, alcoholic, crackhead. I was up in crack houses when I was a teenager. Yep. Man, homeless bum living under a bridge, eating out of a trash can. You know, I mean, I go through and that's just a couple. I can name probably 10 or 15 huge, weird life experiences that I've had. And I do think that there it goes hiding comments again. But anyway, yeah, I think most of us did some kind of drugs, man. I think most of the star seeds, most of the volunteers did some kind of something to cope with this bullshit, you know? Something to cope with this. I was a pillhead. I was a pillhead. When I was a teenager, man, I didn't care. I was telling y'all this the other day. I didn't give a damn. When I was a teenager, you could have told me I'd get high smoking a dried up dog turd and I would have done it. And I know it sounds like I'm being funny. Sounds like I'm being funny. I'm not being funny. I'm being dead serious. When I was a teenager, I didn't give a shit. I would take whatever. I went through a period where I was hooked on those cold and cough medicine pills. You know, remember those? That was a big epidemic back when I was a teenager. I did that when I was a teenager. Smoked more weed than most people have dreamed about, you know. And then decided in my early 20s I didn't like weed, so I stopped smoking. And I was just real big into pharmaceuticals, you know. I went through that throughout my whole, the first half of my 20s. The first half of my 20s, I was a big pillhead. And then right at about 25, right when I was about 24, 25, I switched over and became an alcoholic. And then battled that pretty much throughout the rest of my 20s, you know. Yeah, I don't smoke. We got them little weed candies in there. It don't feel like weed though. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it gives you a high. It gives you this strange body buzz, almost like you're drunk. It's weird. It's strange. It's weird. But I am thinking about going back to the weed store though and saying, give me some kind of like little edible chewables for sleep. You know, something to take right before as I'm going to bed, because I don't like being high. I don't like that feeling. I can't stand it. But I love getting a solid night's sleep. So, you like the pain meds? I was never real big on those. I like Xanax. I was a Xanax head, dude. I would eat them damn things like candy. Eat them like candy, man. And bars, the Xanax bars. I don't know if it's appropriate or inappropriate to talk about this stuff on YouTube. I don't know if this video will get flagged or not, but I don't know. I don't get paid for this channel, so I'm not that worried about it. Not that, I was a Xanax head. That was my DOC, benzos, any Xanax, Klonopin, Valium, diazepam, all those. That was my favorite. That was my drug of choice because I had anxiety real bad. I was a nervous, anxious wreck all the fucking time. And then it got to the point where, at least where I was living there in Louisville and in the surrounding area, where in my early 20s, you could it wasn't nothing. I'd have 10, 15 numbers. I could hit somebody up. And the pharmaceuticals, you could just get them like candy. You get them like candy back in the day. And then the feds started cracking down and started cracking down on the doctors. And then it became impossible to find anything anywhere. And then it started getting real expensive if you could find it. And right around the time my grandpa died, I told you all this the other day. I already told this story, but my grandpa died and that fucked my head up. Like that traumatized me. And then at that point, there was no drug that could fix the trauma that I had experienced from that. But drinking did. So I started drinking. I was like, man, this is cheaper and easier anyway. It's legal. I can just go to the store and grab it. Diddly dog, dirt cheap. $6 will get me a six pack of Tall Boy natural ice. That's what I started off as. And I battled alcoholism for the rest of my 20s up into my 30s. So, yeah, we have all walked similar paths. Yep. That's why I say, man. That's why I say I'm just like y'all. I was telling y'all yesterday, ain't nothing special about me. Ain't nothing special about me. Nothing at all. I just happen to be put in a position. Just happen to be put in a position to be able to reach people and help share my experience. Is the only difference between me and you. It's the only difference, and the only reason that is because I found this strange obsession with tarot cards. I became obsessed with tarot cards. And I'm still obsessed with them, man. You see how many tarot decks I have laying up there? Man, I got like 15 altogether. I probably have about 30 or 40 tarot card decks. I'm just obsessed with them. They're fucking cool. They're cool. Even if I didn't do it for a living, I never planned on doing it for a living anyway. But I just think they're cool. I just think they're awesome, man. I'd probably have them playing with them, shuffling them, even if I didn't do it for a living, So anywho, don't like alcohol. Yeah, there's some people, man, I was telling somebody the other day, Coach Drew was saying that he never understood, how people could drink because he didn't really like alcohol, and I'm like, I was the opposite. I couldn't understand how people wake up and smoke weed. Ugh, wake and bake. I hit up my butt. Oh, well, hang on. I got to wake and bake. Like, why the fuck would you? How do you? Smoke. I've done it like once. Wake up and smoke first thing in the morning. I can't function. I feel like I never wake up. That feeling, sometimes when you wake up and you're groggy. Like I woke up this morning kind of groggy and I got to get my coffee and get my brain fired up and woke up. Smoke first thing in the morning. That feeling never goes away. I'm just groggy and I want to go back to bed and I can't move and I can't think and I can't function. But boy, I could drink first thing in the morning. Boy, I love drinking first thing in the morning. That would wake me up. And this is how bad it was, man. Hot beer. I like warm beer. I'd set my 40 right next to on my nightstand. I would love a fresh 40. Wake up first thing in the morning, crack it, and when it's warm, you can drink real fast, So, yeah. It's almost been a year since I've had any alcohol. In February. As a matter of fact, Leah swears up, and I don't even remember the day, but Leah says that it was my daughter's birthday last year, February 7th. My oldest daughter's birthday was the last time I had any alcohol. And I don't remember. I just one day said, that doesn't sound good. And I didn't drink. And the next day I woke up again and went, it just doesn't sound good. And I'm still like that. Still, it doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound good. Just something clicked in my brain one day. I wasn't trying to. I wasn't. None of that. It just something clicked in my brain and went, that doesn't sound good. And I haven't gone back. I don't know. I do enjoy kratom, though. That's about all I take. And you got to be careful with that stuff. That stuff can be dangerous. At one point, when I very first discovered it, I was doing the kratom extract. And I got addicted to them. And man, the withdrawals were a fucking nightmare. I had to put myself through. I was like, man, I'm starting to get addicted to this shit, man. And I had to put myself through withdrawals. And that was a nightmare because it's like extra super concentrated in a little shot of liquid, And it's like basically taking this whole damn bottle right here. It's like taking the whole bottle in one shot, Fuck you up, dude. But I don't touch that shit no more. Yeah, it just clicked. Yep. Clickety clicked. Yeah, it is an energy shift. Yep. It show is. Show is. Some kind of some frequency in me just shifted. Alcohol doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound tempting. It sounds disgusting and gross and don't like it. I'm still losing weight too. Good job on you. Good job on you. Keep it going. Keep it going. That's good. Yep. Weight loss, that right there. See, you got to think too. Weight loss is really, really difficult because most of the time, whenever we accumulate fat, that's just unused energy. It's just unused energy, and shredding it off is not fun. It's not fun. But I had to think to myself, okay, so it's not being fat or skinny that's the problem or the solution. That is a result of the problem or the solution. So me being overweight is not the problem. The problem is I sit around on my ass. I don't move. I don't do anything. And I eat unhealthy shit and I drink a lot of beer. That's the problem. The manifestation of that problem is I'm fat and I have no muscle. So the solution isn't to lose weight. The solution is to get off of that frequency onto a new frequency. Okay. The frequency that I need to be on is I need to take the habits and change them into new habits. Right now, I'm addicted to laying around, being lazy, eating junk food, and drinking beer. So I need to take those addictions and I need to become addicted to running, jumping, being active, and working out. So as soon as it gets to the point to where I'm addicted to running and jumping, that's the new frequency. And as a result of that frequency, a thin, fit body will begin to manifest. I had to change the frequency and it took me about a year. I didn't like it. Oh, it sucked. I know I talked about this the other day, but it sucked, man. Oh, it was horrible. Oh, it sucked. And I even remember about 3 months into it. I'm 3 months into it. And it's like, man, it just isn't working. This isn't working. I'm not any stronger. I'm not getting any better at this. But man, Coach Drew really, really helped guide me through it. He helped guide me through it. I probably couldn't have done it with anybody else but him. Helped guide me through it. Right at about the 1 year mark is when I started kind of realizing I'm getting kind of addicted to this. I'm getting to the point to where it's like my body craves that hard work, So that's where I'm at with it now. I love it. And I'm still shredding off fat, man. Still shredding off fat. I'm down to 205 last time. I started off at 260. So I'm about getting close to 60 pounds down. Getting close to 60 pounds now. I don't really have a goal weight, but if I had a goal weight, because like I said, now I'm bodybuilding, I'm building muscle. So that's going to add more weight to me. But I would like to be at about between 190 and 200 I'm getting my muscles toned up now. But anyway, whoever said that, yeah, stick with it. Stick with it. I'm 6'2". Not 6'2", but 6 foot also. They say my daughter's going to be 6 feet tall. That's what they said. My oldest, she'll be my height. She'll be my height. CrossFit. I've heard of CrossFit, but I don't even know what it is. What is that? Is it some kind of cardio? Some kind of cardio work? I don't even know what that is. There's across the street here is a little building that says CrossFit something or another. I don't even know what it is. I like fitness now though. I actually like it. Running. Man, see, that's the cool thing. I used to hate running. I hated running. That was one of my worst fears. I would do anything to avoid running. So What if do I believe that it's possible to love running? For those of you who follow me on Facebook, I posted this the other day and I wasn't joking. I said, test your ability to be able to change your mind and change your beliefs. Change your favorite color. Can you do that? Change your favorite color. Change it. Can you do that? Can you change the way you think about something? I used to hate running, dude. I hated running. It was my worst fear. I would never run. I would not run. Nope, I'm not running. You ask me, if I'm with some people and we're going on a walk and everybody takes off running, I'm walking. I'm just staying behind. I'm not running. Now I love it. Now I love it. Oh, it's lifting and cardio? Okay. Yeah, I like cardio, man. But I started losing a lot of muscle too when I started running a lot. Anyway, though, it's getting close to that time. Getting close to time to meet ahead, y'all. Appreciate you for tuning in again this morning. We didn't hammer on anything too heavy this morning for this. I've been waking up slow. I always like to try to make it motivational in the morning, but this may not have been the most motivational chat, but used to hate the color pink. You know what? I used to hate the color red. But red is a manifestation color. It's a manifestation color. So I hated it, and I've been incorporating a lot more red into my life. Used to hate it. Used to just didn't like it. You know, I've been incorporating a lot more red, and I'm getting to the point where I actually like it. Buying red shirts, red hats. I got this. I asked Leah to get me this pair of black and red running shoes, Brooks running shoes, for Christmas. You know, I used to hate that color. Now I've really been trying to incorporate it a lot more into my life because, like I said, it is a very powerful color. It's a manifestation color. You know. So yeah, I've been incorporating a lot more red into my life. A lot more red. I've always just been real big on like black and gray. And my favorite color actually is like lime green. It used to be royal blue. Royal blue was always my favorite color. Now I'm kind of to the point now where I'm not real big on blue, but I like lime green and black. You know, the lime green and black together. So I can't say it's like one favorite color. I do like the color lime green, but I like a color combination of lime green and black. You know, so a lot of times, but I'm like, man, I like too many dark colors. If you look at my closet, the vast majority of my shirts are all like black and dark gray. You know, I'm like, man, I've been rocking that color scheme for way too long. I need to get some more color in my life, more whites and greens and reds, and I don't think I have any blue shirts. I don't think I have any. I need to get more color going in my life than just black and gray, you know. Colored meanings? I don't know any colored meanings. I just know that manifestation, red is a manifestation color. It is. Something about the frequency, the way it vibrates, the way that the frequency of it. I don't remember. I can't give you a big, long, detailed explanation on that because I don't remember exactly what to say. But I do know that much. I do remember that much. It is very strong manifestation color. So I always try to have something red on. But anyway. Oh, you switch from red to blue. That's weird. That's always one of those. That's one of those like this team or that team, you know, like red and blue for some reason. I don't know why it's either red or blue. You know what I mean? Why are those two colors so opposing? You know, anytime you have somebody that likes the color red, they always hate the color blue. Or if you have somebody that likes the color blue, they hate the color red. Why is it always between red and blue? You know what I mean? Isn't that weird? Yeah, I like lime green. Lime green. I don't know, man. I've been that's just one of them little weird things about me that I've been incorporating into my life. Like I need to get more color in my life. All I wear is black and gray, you know, kind of boring. And it makes me look kind of mean. Makes me look kind of mean. Red and blue together. Hmm. When I get my car, when I get my car after this damn lease is up, I want to get a Camaro. I want to get a 2000, the newest Camaro. I want to get the newest Camaro, 6-speed manual transmission, and I want to be able to make some sort of black and lime green color combo. Some sort of black and lime green color combo. I'm leasing this car that I have right now. We call it the Dad Mobile. The Dad Mobile. It's like the most basic fucking like Dad Mobile that you could ever. It's a 2020 Mazda CX-5 SUV. You know, if y'all ever see it, you'll see me downtown or something like that. I got the YouTube stickers on the back windows, but we're leasing that. We're leasing that, and I'm one of those types of people that I don't want to have too many cars. You know, so I would love to be able to go get me my car now, but I'm not going to do it while I already have this one. We asked them, can I like give it back and pay it off or something like that or something? They said, no, not really. Not really. And it wouldn't look too good if you did that. And I'm like, well, fuck. So I got like another year on the lease of that car. So yeah, whenever I get my car, I'm going to buy my own. And Leah's got her own car. When I first met her, she had a car and she traded it for this one here when we got the kids. So she traded her own car and she didn't even like it. Just for a family car, an SUV, for the family. She didn't like it. So I said, well, shit, just go get you your own damn car and I'll drive this till the lease is up. So that's what I'm doing. They're both white. She has a white Mazda 3 and I got a white CX-5. And I just can't wait for that lease to be up. So yeah, when I paint my car, I want to get a 2021 or 22 or whatever the newest Chevy Camaro with a 6-speed manual transmission. That's what that's my car. I got my mind set on it, dude. My mind set on it. Got my mind set on it. Addicted to speed. Yeah. I don't know. I've just always been the type. When it comes to cars, I'm not really. I used to be in a street racing crew. I used to be, and we would all get our little imports and fix them up and play with them. And I could never, ever, back when I was broke, I could never afford to get a car that I wanted, And one of my favorite things to do would be to get an old hoopty little beater and lift the hood and start playing with it, put a new exhaust on it, put a new intake on it and put new things under the hood. And that was my favorite thing to do. And now that I actually make enough money to be able to buy pretty much whatever car I want and do whatever I want with it, now I feel like I'm trapped though with this lease car. I'm all about some abundance. Don't get it twisted, but I have boundaries. I don't want to be one of those people that just has way too many fucking cars. You know what I mean? I have a vehicle and Leah has a vehicle and that's it. The only exception would be a truck, maybe. We talked about getting a truck, but I just don't like trucks. I'm not big on them. I really don't want a truck. So, but a truck is always handy. So if we were to get a truck, then that would be okay. I could see having that as an extra vehicle. But I want something that I can get and play with. I want to get a Chevy Camaro and I want to play with it. I want to put a good exhaust on it so that it sounds good. And also another thing that I'm scared too, I'm so scared that when it comes time for me to buy the car that I want, I have this fear that gas-powered cars will become obsolete. That's my fear. That's my biggest fear. I don't want no fucking electric car, dude. I don't want no fucking electric car. I mean, they're cool. They're neat. They're every fucking where here in Vegas, dude. Every other car on the road is a fucking Tesla. Every other car on the road. But I don't want one. I'll get one if I have to. When it comes down to it, if I don't have any other option, if gas-powered cars become obsolete, then yeah, I'll get a fucking Tesla, but I really don't want one. I don't want no gas-powered car. I want to be able to lift the hood and play with the engine. I want you to be able to hear me. Now, not too obnoxious. I don't want to be one of those cars that drive down the street and you have to stop in the middle of your conversation till it passes. Not like that, but just kind of in the middle. I still want you to be able to hear I want it to sound good. I love that. I love that shit, man. I like a car that sounds good, has a good sounding exhaust. I can lift the hood and put different, put different things under the hood, a different intake, cool looking intake, and shit like that. You can't do it with no fucking Tesla. It's just like having a big fucking Barbie Jeep. It's like a big Barbie Jeep. Don't make no noise. You know what I mean? And I just have this big fear that when it comes time, when that lease is up on that thing, oh, gas powered cars are obsolete. You have to buy a fucking Tesla. I'm like, damn it, man. That's my fear. That's like my worst fear. That's my worst fear, dude. That is my worst fear. Had a piece of shit car that sounded like that. Yeah, I did too. I've had a piece of shit car that sounded like that. No, I'm not talking about like, we all know that person that gets like that Camaro or that Mustang or whatever, and you can't, and like it's so loud, it's annoying. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about so fucking loud you can hear me coming 2 miles away. That's stupid. But you also see those cars that it's not too loud, but you can still hear it. It's not so loud and overpowering that it's just annoying and irritating, but you can still hear it and it still sounds cool. Something like that, something like that. Anyway, though, anywho, it's about time for me to get out of here, y'all. About time for me to get on out of here. Appreciate you for tuning in and playing along. Oh, I got to get on my main channel today. Let me see, where am I at? Hang on. Okay. Oh, I'm only on Cancer. Okay. So I got Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. I got 8 more of these videos to do. I wonder if I can knock them all out today. I probably could have. If I really wanted to, I could. If I really wanted to, I could. I might. I don't know. Anyway, though, either way, I'll see you all later on my main channel. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day.